So another teaser trailer dropped for episode 3 confirming a few fan theories and giving us some new questions. So like the over-analytical person I am, I just have a few things to note down and a few theories of what might actually be going on in episode 3. So yes, that one guy who thought it was Doctor from Cave Story was right, so now he and his lackey Misery are now in Indie Cross. I mostly decoded the Doctor's and Charlotte's conversation at the start just in case anyone wanted to know.
It took a whole 15 minutes to learn it, but it was worth it. Good to say. I'm impressed, Charlotte. I'm starting to understand.
So this obviously implies the Doctor and Charlotte are teaming up and the Doctor is probably manipulating that fraud, as he's apparently known to do. I don't know what she was luring or what the terms of their deal was, but the Doctor is obviously betraying her, which is either a narrative accident or a power play to make Charlotte seem like less of a threat and the Doctor more of one, because Charlotte is probably the big bad of the show and her methods of being a villain mostly revolve around manipulation. So if someone manipulates her, we suddenly have bigger fish to fry. Moving on to the next part of the teaser, V1 was literally right about to kill Godot before Misery took him away. But Godot fans, you still ain't out of the water yet, because remember, Charlotte and the Doctor are on the same team, and Misery serves the Doctor. So Charlotte probably prevented V1 from killing Godot, so Charlotte can absorb him. Anyways, I don't know where Unreal is, but we are finally getting a Midusara introduction. Now, moving on to the last part of the teaser, I was right! All those months back, I predicted they were going to be in Waterfall, and while it wasn't the most outlandish claim ever, it was still nice to see it come true. So, of course, Shovel Knight and Zagreus are going to become buddy-buddy, but Flowey was not something I was expecting. Something else I wasn't expecting when you give it more than a second thought is Shovel Knight seeing a bunch of petrifieds, but the realm not being smelted. But hey, next episode is supposed to explore petrification more, so you never know. Something else that might be minorly important to note is Flowey is also a manipulator and may have manipulated Zagreus, but I have absolutely no idea what his motives could possibly be if everyone in this verse is petrified. So basically my new idea of episode 3 is the main plot of Shovel Knight and Zagreus stumbling through Waterfall until they reach Charlotte and the Doctor after they've had a scene or two of establishing their partnership, and then they fight. The V1 side plot will also be sprinkled throughout the episode, explaining probably most of the things Moro promised, like petrification and rogue hierarchy. And the person to be petrified will probably be Misery when caught by Midusara with Godot, or V1 will just be the one getting petrified. Oh yeah, and Flowey will probably be on a quest to get a nightmare form. So yeah, all in all, a crazy day. We got Deltarune tomorrow and Indie Cross tomorrow. So stay tuned into my channel by subscribing and joining the Discord so you don't miss any more over-analysis content like this.